Greetings to you all, to those who are now joining us. I am Noble Gavin Matthews Bay on this, the Dr. Matthews Bay Unfiltered, and I'm coming to you live at this particular time, trying to share with you the information as it comes directly. So I want to say greetings to you, to those who are my Aboriginal brothers and sisters. Greetings to you, to those who are Moors on this the continent of America, North, South, and Central America. And I want to welcome all those who had the time to tune in and be a part of this live programming tonight. And to those who would know, I'm back with a new scheme of things, and I'm happy to, to at least to be here so we can have this conversation. All right. So here what? I had an opportunity to listen to the PPP Councilors on the Georgetown Mayor and City Council. They were on YouTube and they were speaking about Chapter 2801. And they were talking about the garbage situation within the Georgetown Mayor and the 15 districts of Georgetown, as a matter of fact, the 15 constituencies in the district of Georgetown. Let me make sure that I make myself absolutely clear. Now, they were walking around Georgetown, taking videos of predominantly some Aboriginal men or black businessmen, as I may say, and they were trying to gain their expression upon the garbage and the pileup of garbage in the city of Georgetown. And some of them would have voiced their dismay, their opinions upon what is going on in the city of Georgetown, and the garbage situation is getting out of hand. And they were saying the things that people need them to say, right? Well, this is what I want to say. It's totally impossible to take yourself out from the position of ownership as a councillor. I just don't comprehend how these gentlemen, these honorable councillors who represents the PPP, who sits on that horseshoe table, to just subtract yourself and blame the APNU councillors because they sit as a majority and blame the mayor of the garbage pileup when you are a part of creating solutions. You talk about creating solutions as a mayor and as a majority councillor, and you fail to realize that you are part of that decision-making process. You are part of that solution-making process, because Chapter 2801 specifically holds you accountable. You're failing to identify that part, and I look at the councillors who decided to make that short video, and I want to bring them to some sort of subjection. And this is a subjection that I want to bring them to. Under Chapter 2801, it is a requirement that the local authority, that means the local government authority, the local government ministry, accepts budgetary allocations, accept the requirement of budgetary allocations to the mayor and city councils to get things done. That's one. And why do I say budgetary requisition or a budget, as a matter of fact, from the mayor and city council to administer that budget to the mayor and city council for the functions of the 15 constituencies of the mayor and city council. And let me get right to it. There's something you call the asset registry. And the thing with it is that the asset registry is supposed to talk about the value of the District of Georgetown. The asset registry comprises the 15 constituencies and the value of those 15 constituencies, the worth of it. And the government of the day receives a budget from the mayor and city council to go to parliament and to give a subvention to the mayor and city councils for the functions of the city of Georgetown. And I want Councillor Don Singh, I think that's his name, and the other councillor, the cricketer, who were up on YouTube and they had they're full of it, talking about the discreditancy of the mayor city council under the APNU stewardship. Now, your government, your PPP de facto government, gives the Georgetown Mayor and City Council a yearly subvention of $36 million. Now, how can $36 million run a district of Georgetown that receives over $2-something billion a year in taxes? That's the expectation. Now, here was the problem. It is expected for them to receive over $2-something billion, but the amount of monies they receive is less than $2 billion, and they have salaries to pay. They have a council to run, and they have the 15 districts within the Georgetown, within the 15 constituencies within the District of Georgetown. Now, how can they now run? Because eventually, this is the reason why we talk about subvention. The budgetary allocation from the government is what you call a subvention, moves from the parliament to the main city council through the Ministry of Local Government. And it allocates the monies or what have you pertaining to the main city council budget to what they're expected to spend the monies on. If you comprehend what I'm saying. No, that doesn't happen. Believe you me, that does not happen. This is what happens. The government starves the mayor and city council by allocating them $36 million per annum subvention. They forget about the budget that the mayor and city council will give to them. This is Mr. Don Singh's government I'm talking about, because he's one of the main conspirators in this particular YouTube video. You talk about the stench and the deplorable condition of the main of the city of Georgetown with the garbage, Mr. Dancy. But it is your government who starves the mayor city council that annual supplementary budget, or that subvention that is supposed to give to them. Not only that, the government, Ghana Revenue Authority, and other places are now withholding years of taxes from the main city council, claiming that there is no direct taxation that is being given to the properties that they occupy properly, and it has to be done and do over and annualize and all these things. Good. So, Mr. Dancing, here what I want to say to you. Why don't you tell the PPP government that you represent in the Georgetown Main City Council, give the Main City Council a proper annual budget allocation, and they can properly hire the right law or the right accounting firm to do their audit to come about that asset registry, so then they can be properly financed at the end of the year. That's what you're claiming. You're claiming that the Mayor City Council got the money. They got the solutions. You're part of that solutions. Don't forget. You're claiming that they got the money, they got the solutions. I don't know where the money is going to come from. I don't know which heavens you're going to open out to bring this money down. But I'm still waiting to see, because you're talking about being in that particular meeting that you have twice a month, and you sit around that horseshoe table, but there's no solutions coming from you. There's only a blame game. But then you want to quote 2801 and then subject yourself out from the blame, from 2801, and just play the blame game. I comprehend that. That's what you call normal politicking. But then you got to say, you got to talk the truth. You got to be able to, when you get up and you say things, right? You must be able to say the kind of things that makes the sense. Don't feel the stupid people that you're talking to, because everybody know the government starves the Main City Council, because the Main City Council is not the PPP run Main City Council. It's an APNU run city council. So you're going to starve them budgetary allocation, or you're going to starve them taxations, and you're going to get the same businessmen who is on the same page with you to don't pay any money. So you starve the Main City Council taxes. And then you claim that they have the money. Independently, they don't. And when they want to get monies elsewhere, they have to now seek advice and permission from the Minister of Local Government to support the loan that they may have wanted, or that external budgetary allocation to run the Main City Council. What a farce of it. According to the law, according to Chapter 2801, y'all forget the part. Simply tells me that you guys forget that part. And something must be definitely wrong with you that can make you to just forget a particular part. Let's come to the number 2 position. Yes, the garbage situation is deplorable, and it gets from bad to worse, and sometimes it picks up itself and it decided to get good. Now you're claiming that the waste disposable person, management, the person who's in charge of the waste disposable section, is telling the Main City Council that he needs this amount of money in order to clean up the garbage situation within the district of Georgetown. So you can have how much more garbage trucks and all of these things. Let me ask the question, Mr. Singh, since you sit on that board, since you sit in the council, where is the Main City Council going to get that monies from to buy 5 more garbage trucks? When they source, here was the laugh of it. When the Main City Council sources the garbage trucks and send it through the Local Government Commission to go to the Ministry of Local Government, here is the problem, and the laugh is becoming now. The Ministry of Local Government now finds the money. All the time, remember, y'all ain't got money. Finds the money to channel it to the main city council so you can purchase these garbage trucks. Here where the laugh comes. The laugh comes from the source, person who's supplying the garbage truck, and the approval from the minister through the local government commission. And you know what has happened? Let me tell you what has happened. It's go on the desk and it's last for about 6 months. And when they do decide to approve the purchase of these garbage trucks, sometimes they come with their own people as a source to these garbage trucks. You got to talk the truth. And when they come with their own people as a source of these garbage trucks, here is the laugh now. The types of garbage trucks that comes. The ones that barely works for 6 months and got to park because you can't get the parts for it. The ones that suddenly is not required to, according to the engineer, to work in the city of Georgetown because of the kind of requirements it has to get. Maybe parts, maybe electronical devices, or all these things to make it work. Oh boy. What a tragedy. Believe you me. I just can't comprehend, not only as an elected individual in the local government elections is gone, and then that's myself I'm talking about. But you see the kind of indifferences the main city council goes through, the kind of oppression that it goes through under this PPP-led government. You see the kind of disintegrated, division-like policies, Hitler-style governance over the main city council. They can't even breathe. The mayor decide to get up and take a shower. You got to ask the local government commission to do so. And these are the facts. It's not me. I'm just telling you the facts as it is. But here's the problem I got. The problem I got is that why don't you, PPP councilors, sit down on that horseshoe table and really do some work? You want to outright support of the work of the main city council? Support the work that they do, or you're so afraid that because you might be bipartisan, that the PPP would hate you because you're not doing their bidding. They want to run the city of Georgetown down. They want to make sure that they run it down so poorly that the main city council could hardly function. The main city council had many departments and they don't work anymore. They had a maintenance department that maintains the streets that they own. Can't work because they're not budgetarily fitted with such allocations to do that anymore. Remember years ago, you see the people used to see the main city council driving around and patching holes and try to smooth off roads and all these things. Now it's the Ministry of Public Works who's doing the main city council's work because they feel that they rightfully have the position to spend that money. And they give out contracts within the district of Georgetown, Mr. PPP councilors. The government who flaunts and disregards Chapter 2801 gives out contracts within the district and the city of Georgetown, or within the district of Georgetown, and in the 15 constituencies without the permission of the main city council. That's the facts. Why don't we get to it? Don't hide it. Don't run from it. It's a fact. So when you get up there and you want to discredit the main city council because you don't like how the city of Georgetown appears to be looking, blame yourself, Mr. Singh. Blame yourself. Don't try to blame the APNU councillors. They're trying their best to run a city without money. They're trying their best. Yes, they implement strategies to make some money. But where and what can they do? Where else can they turn? When every time they look around and look over their shoulder, there's a door facing them. They got to climb that hurdle and knock on that door and do some begging. And the people who owes them the money can afford to pay them. They can. Like GRA sent them a letter talking about seizing mobile assets of the main city council because the amount of taxes owed in PAYE. What about the amount of taxes owed to the main city council from GRA? What about that? What about the sitting government that owes the main city council don't know how much years, billions of dollars worth in taxes? What about the businessmen who owes hundreds of millions of dollars worth in rates and taxes? What about those same businessmen who pays still to this day residential taxes and operates a commerce on that residential property that they so claim? They operate a business and they don't pay bits. They do not pay business taxes. Some of them do, some of them don't. And the reasons why some of them don't. They got loopholes that the lawyers would have found, that the property that they once or they're now having was once a residential property, and it was never registered over into the main city council as a commercial properties and no commercial taxes. And they now have to renew and redo that particular area. What is commercial and what is residential? And for them to do that, it costs money. And to have a proper audit to require the proper asset registry, the amount of money that is worth, the city of Joshua is worth, that's an asset registry. They can't come to that as yet. Because why? You councillors are part of that. You councillors who sits on the Joshua Main City Council that represents the PPP are part to be blamed for flouting 2801. Because you're part of the council. It doesn't matter whether you're PPP, PNC, APNU. You're part of that decision-making process. You know what's going on. Apparently, you just come and just want to talk about 2801. Somehow you feel that you have the authority to talk about and show people certain sections of 2801. Why don't you show them the whole thing? Let them know of your responsibility as a councillor and your blatant disregard the government in which you serve, the blatant disregard to the main city council and councillors of the city of Georgetown. I mean, you're doing it everywhere. You see it. Since you touched on, you go to Linden, you see the deplorable condition that the mayor of Linden has to work with because the government is starving them of the monies owed to them. And they definitely can't work with the amount of taxes that they get because you already see the value of the city. It rises. And you look at the deplorable condition that's it in. And they got to work with it. It's like a ghost town. And you look at villages outside of the city of Joshua that's run by PPP, NDCs and RDCs. It's well paved, furnished. Certain areas you know where Black people live in that voted predominantly PNC or AP, and you know the areas the government starves them. Oh, that's it. And why I calling your name is because your name got called. Don't pretend you're some fly-by-night saint. You're some angel that come out of the sky. I'm like, are you serious? Are you going to go down that road of playing game? Nah, man. I'll think again. Say something else, man. You're so disrespectful, brother, man. Watch. Let me show you how disrespectful this thing is. You're coming across the harbor bridge, and we can use the harbor bridge as one. If you turn left going up the west bank of the west bank of the Marara, which is Lagrange area going up, you see the deplorable condition of the road there. It's horrible. Some people say, well, you know, it newly paved. I don't understand how it's newly paved. But when you go up that area, all the way to Potential, you gotta laugh. You had people who were protesting there the other day for proper road conditions because they're living in the area got enough black man there. And when you're turning going up the west coast of Demerara, all the way to Purica, you want to know, I tell you, you want to know if you're living in the US. Oh man, the road is so smooth. It's so properly paved, it's curved, you got proper line of sight, reflectors, reflect painting on the edge of the roads, you know how you're driving. It is so smooth that every weekend is called So Side Weekends. Because people can do 140 and 160. You think they could do it from Lagrange to Potential? No, they're going to do it from Lagrange to Potential. Because they know the rough road will go there from Lagrange to Potential. It's quick death. But when the turning going to the west coast, oh brother, well paved, man, it's so smooth you don't even feel the car driving. You wanted to know if you're flying, it's like butter. It's the same thing. You're going up the East Bank to the Mary International Airport. Too much black man living there. So the road can be properly done at one time. It got its hiccups in some parts is smooth and some parts are rough. But when you turn go up to the East Coast, oh brother. Plenty of these that live there. The road got to do it nice. You remember that part? And if you not do, you're gonna take up the road, burn it as a protest. Like what happened. And you see the officer that came out and talked to them. They didn't send people in riot gears and all these things to block off the road. Because they said the bridge coming there, they have a bridge coming there. And they got to do something about the road. So people block off the road with planks, and the commander, the minister must come right away. They sent one police, I think it was 3 police officers. Let it be 10 black men, they send the entire tactical services unit. I'm talking about the local government authorities, Mr. PPP Councilor that sits in the Georgetown Main City Council. I'm making examples. You go in certain areas in Georgetown, you'll know it's a PPP supported area because the area is very smooth. Take a good look at Camerville, Prashad Nagar. Camerville and Prashad Nagar got about 2 highways. Man, oh man, it's properly done, well paved. If you see it, you can drive from 1 to 100 and enjoy that cruise. Go in places like Lodge in South Rhine Belt. Go in places like West and East La Penitence. Yeah. Go in places like Worthmanville and Working Rust. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get a little patch donor. It's a little rough, but a little patch donor. Yeah, there is. Sometimes we don't even know how even it is. One road taking 4 years to finish. That's the road through cemetery, Mr. Dancing. But why I wonder why you don't bring up these things. The contractor that is given to complete that part of St. we call it Cemetery Road, but it's St. Road. Up to now, we can't finish it. Sometimes they wanted to know exactly what are they really building. Up to now, it cannot be finished. And look at the part that is already finished. It's so rough that it still got to do back because your car isn't making it. Man, let me tell you something. I don't know how the main city council of Georgetown really functions. But I came on this live to make sure I talk about it because it's not worth the while doing the blame game when you're also responsible. You sit in the council, you make deliberations. You want solutions, talk about the solutions. Come on the same social media platform that you so desire of doing on the YouTube and talk about when you sit in a horseshoe at that statutory meeting and you talk about the solutions that you think could work. Let us hear it. Don't do the blame game. Let us hear your solutions. Let me hear if it can make sense. Let me hear if your president can make changes to the Georgia Main City Council and the councillors can work to develop. Let us hear that they put forward the proper budgetary allocations so the council can function. So when it's election time and you call in a blame game, you must be able to say, well, I gave you the requirements that were desired to. Where is the evidence? I gave you the requirements. I gave you your taxes. You should be able to function. I paid your taxes. And I also gave you your budgetary allocation. Where is the evidence? Show me what you're doing with the money. Don't tell me that you only want to give the mayor city council because of not proper management. These are elected individuals. Their constituencies elected them. And the reason why the constituencies elected them because they depended on them to represent them. They don't want a government to represent them that they know is not partial in their doings. Ami guy, Mr. Singh, everybody know where one type of people is live and beside the black man is live. Everybody know that. Evidence is show it and is provide on proper and unmanaged roads, unmanaged parapets. Garbage situation is always out of place and cannot work because budgetary allocations, again, there's no monies for these budgetary allocations to function properly. And most of all, the lack of support to the council. I mean, everybody expect that. No party who's not being supported by the main city council will support the other party who's different. But this is what you do as proper management, as a proper political body. You want to share the blame game? Say here, I'll do three things for you. I'll pay the taxes. I'm going to supply the money according to the asset registry. And I'm going to make sure we supply your budgetary allocations. Those three things. We can give you the money. Let's see what you will do. Don't sit down and say, I can't give you the money because it's not no proper management, or yeah, I can't manage the city of Georgetown properly. Because everybody know the PPP is a bunch of thieves. Everybody know that. So don't let me go down the road. They make sense. Give the mayor city council their budget. Give the town councils their budget. That is required of you to, through the Ministry of Local Government. Give them their monies and let them spend it on the town. Let the people see who is required at the end of the day to have the blame put on them because of failing to act. The people needs to know when you go there, you make those simple videos and you got people talking. People need to know why the main city councils in that particular manner that it cannot function. You need to tell the people the truth. Yo, brother, we don't support them. We don't get them nothing. The Brock. That's the truth. Who made them Brock? Not you. You're not giving them the requirement. Pay the people the taxes, man. You holding up money since 2002. Since 2020, how much years taxes y'all owe these people? And you're passing a budget for $1 trillion and something. And you're walking through, going through NDCs and neighborhood democratic councils and village councils. You ain't got no time. You ain't got no time for going to talk to nobody and sit down. No. You see the one that went in the NAM cell the other day? Why do you think he ended up over there? Shame. The West Coast Road to where he lives in Lenora got to pass the Amstel. Black man village, not black man live there. He went in there to see the deplorable condition. That man should be ashamed of himself. You calling yourself president for all Guyana. It's a terrible thing what they're doing to you, the Guyanese people. And to have these same councillors come out and pretend. Pretend. I know what's going on. I know the reason why they're pretending. Just now, the monkey come out the basket. Believe you me. Just now, the monkey come out the basket. Pay your dues, PPP, and all the PPP businessmen and councillors. Pay your dues. Pay your taxes. And I got a final message for you who are living in the 15 districts, 15 constituencies of the District of Georgetown. All you residents, pay your rates and taxes. These people are so vicious. Believe you me, they are so vicious. They're trying to find ways and means to take your property away from you. You see, when you finish and pay off your rates and taxes, brother, man, see when you aren't paying off your rates and taxes, you owe the main city council 5, 10, 15, 20 years of rates and taxes. Yeah, pay your rates and taxes now. And people like roaring lions, they're just waiting for your lapse. I mean, all y'all done lapses. Over 60% of most of y'all in the city of Georgetown got rates and taxes go to the main city council. Pay them. Secure your property. This one going on the place sharing out vouchers, 250,000, 300,000 vouchers to repair your properties. You know why he giving you the money? He ain't telling you take the money, go pay your rates and taxes. Come, you repair your properties and you feeling nice, you gonna repair your property. Yes. You're gonna repair your property. You forget about paying the rates and taxes. Some of y'all got 2, 3 car parked up your front yard house. You ever tell you? I got 5, 10, 10 years, 15 years of rates and taxes that you owe the municipal council. Yeah, I wake up one morning and see a man come and tell you how to come for your property. And for you who got it for years, but left sharp. Pay your rates, taxes. These people got a vision for you who don't pay rates and taxes. For you who like drink and drink out the money at the end of the month and sport heavily and eat large and dress nice. Spend all the money. They got a plan for y'all. They got a plan for enough of y'all like sleep. And know what I'm telling you? Seeking and devouring properties around Georgetown. Yeah, continue sleeping. Believe you me, continue sleeping. You wouldn't have a Georgetown. And when you can't have the Georgetown, you can't afford to live in the Georgetown. Too much black man owned properties in Georgetown. Yeah, best wake up. You know what I'm telling you? By the way, though, I am Noble Gavin Matthews Bay. And I felt pleased to come and to sit here tonight to debunk the PPP councilors in the district of Georgetown that still sits on that horseshoe and represents the 15 constituencies, although they weren't elected by the 15 constituencies. But when they open their mouth, they still represent the 15 constituencies. So let a fool you. The chapter 2801 with a quote in, tell them, let her hold herself to it too, because they are responsible for activating 2801. That's their responsibilities as councillors. So I say to you and to them, please be safe, be careful, sanitize yourself, and wear a mask. Don't forget the little ones when you take them to public places. I'm Noble Gavin Matthews Bay, and this is the Dr. Matthews Bay, Unfiltered, saying good evening and Cheerios for now.